Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 15. And the last two prose texts, and then the purport, and then one little verse at the end of this chapter. So we'll read texts 14 and 15, which are prose, and then one more text with purport. Gayat gayantyam chitraratha sugatiravarodhana iti trayaputra bhabush chitrarathat murnayan samradajanishta kada utkalayam marichur bindamatyam bindu anodapadita tasmat saraghayam madhurnama bhavan madosu manasi viravat Pratastato bhojayam manto pramanto manto satyayam bhavanastato dushanayam tvashtadamishta tvashto virochanayam virajo virajasya sadajit pravaram putra satam kanya savishutyam kiladatam. In the womb of Gayanti, Maharaj Gaya begot three sons named Chitrarata, Sugati and Avarodhana. In the womb of his wife Purna, Chitrarata begot a son named Samrat. The wife of Samrat was Utkala, and in her womb Samrat begot a son named Marichi. In the womb of his wife Bindumati, Marichi begot a son named Bindu. In the womb of his wife Sarga, Bindu begot a son named Madhu. In the womb of his wife named Sumana, Madhu begot a son named Virarada. In the womb of his wife Boja, Viravrata begot two sons named Mantu and Pramantu. In the womb of his wife Satya, Mantu begot a son named Bhavana. And in the womb of his wife Dushana, Bhavana begot a son named Tvashta. In the womb of his wife Virochana, Tvashta begot a son named Viraja. The wife of Viraja was Vishuchi, and in her womb Viraja begot 100 sons and one daughter. Of all these sons, the son named Satyajit was predominant. And now one last verse in this chapter, 16. Tatrayam shloka prayavratam vamshamimam virajaschara modbhava akarodyatelam kirtya Vishnu surganam yatha. There is the famous verse about King Viraja. Because of his high qualities and wide fame, King Viraja became the jewel of the dynasty of King Priyavrata, just as Lord Vishnu, by his transcendental potency, decorates and blesses the demigods. Purport? Within a garden, a flowering tree attains a good reputation because of its fragrant flowers. Similarly, if there is a famous man in a family, he is compared to a fragrant flower in a forest. Because of him, an entire family can become famous in history. Because Lord Krišna took birth in the Yadu dynasty, the Yadu dynasty and the Yadavas have remained famous for all times. Because of King Viraja's appearance, the family of Maharaj Priyavrata has remained famous for all time. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 5th canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the glories of the descendants of King Priyarata. Yasya prasadadhagyopi satya sarva gitam rajet Shri Chaitanya Devame Bhagavan Samprasidatu. I offer my respectful obeisances to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By His grace, a complete fool can get all knowledge in one moment. Jai Shri Krišna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Fame is one of the 6 opulences of Krishna. So, there is no place in the world where God is not famous. So, fame is one of the 6 opulences. The other 5 are, what are the other 5? Strongest is the strongest. Power, yes. Beauty is the most beautiful. Yes. Knowledge, yes. Detached, yes. One more. Yeah, rich. Yes, rich, yes. So these are the 6 opulences of Bhagavan. This is why he's called Bhagavan, and this is why he's called Bhog. Bhog is coming from Sanskrit. Bhag means opulences. So these are the 6 opulences. Well, truly, fame belongs to God, because everywhere, even if some places atheistic, completely atheistic, at least everybody, at least the atheists try to deny the existence of God. They try to argue the existence of God. Joke about the communist Soviet Union, how people were, in fact it was one of the atheistic places until, after the so-called revolution of 1917, and then the coup, it was the first revolution, then the coup. So it was completely atheistic, religion was completely forbidden, until they started losing in war, very 1942. So then Stalin restarted religion as a department of the KGB, then called NKVD. That was how it was called. 42. 1942, yes. When they were losing, then he decided, oh, maybe we need God. This is something. Now only one country in the world is completely atheistic, North Korea. And if the world stops sending rice, they die without food. They have no food. They cannot produce food to eat. So, which is usually the normal result of atheism. And you will see that even though atheism is very popular in many places, but it's a rather new situation. All the rich countries, they are usually have churches every few meters. Usually they are the countries where there was a very strong religious work ethics. It was considered to be virtuous to work hard. All these countries are places where there was a very strong religious ethics of work. So there was a joke from the communist Soviet Union about the teachers. So they were training, they were supposed to train children in atheism. So the teacher is saying, okay, dear children, so all of you, please let us show God that we don't believe in Him. Let us show Him the fig. This is the fig. This is like nothing to you. It was somewhat rude, not obscene, but showed the fig to this guy that we don't believe in him. So everybody is showing except Johnny. Johnny, Johnny, what's wrong with you? Why don't you show the fig to him? He says, well, Marijuana, dear teacher, you see, if he exists, then I better don't show this to him. And if he does not exist, then who are you showing it to? If he's there, then why show it? If he's not there, why show it? If he's there, then better not. So this is what in the 6th canto we have in Hansa Pita prayers, this thing, saying that some people try to prove your form, deny your form, some people prove your form. Both speak about your form. So therefore, in any case, all of them speak about your form, so therefore I will simply worship your form. I'll just worship you. And this is also the way how to be able to realize God. God can be realized bhaktyam avijanati, only by bhakti. So in other words, not by trying to let me figure him out, let me understand. This way we make God the object of we try to put him below our intelligence. But he is obviously far above our intelligence. Therefore we cannot force him. But by attracting him, maybe we can inspire him to reveal himself. This is the verse that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally approved when he asked this very amazing conversation between him and Ramananda Rai, where God is asking questions, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Ramananda Rai answers, and he the topmost scholar, the topmost devotee, he gives the wrong answers. Not only he gives the wrong answers, he gives them in a good sequence. First, he gives him the wrong answer number 1, or the lowest level. Then a little higher, also. Then a little higher, also wrong. A little higher, also wrong. So he goes through Varnashram, no. Then Karma Yoga, no. Then Jnana Yoga, no. Then Yoga Yoga, no. Then mixed Bhakti, no. And pure Bhakti, yes. So it's quite amazing. It's an incredible conversation. Ramananda Samvad. Madhya Lila, chapter 8, as far as I remember, number between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda. So the verse where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally said, yes, that's good. But they still continue going. There's also different levels of correct. More correct, even more correct, even more correct, even higher, even higher, even higher. It goes higher and higher. So the first verse where he said, yes, this is very good, was the verse from chapter 14 of Brahma's prayers, Brahma's Stuti, which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that this is the ocean of truth which helps us across. And also it says that if you read these prayers, your desires will be fulfilled. Prabhupada says, your spiritual desires will be fulfilled. Verse says you will, Srila Goswami says, all your desires will be fulfilled, and Prabhupada says, in Krishna book, all the spiritual desires will be fulfilled. And also translate all your perfect desires will be fulfilled. So, this is the verse from the chapter verse 3, where Brahmaji, from the very beginning, says, Yami prayasam udapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukaritam bhavadiya vartam stane stita shutigatam mano shutigatam bhavan mano vir vipraya shodhitajito pyasita istivokam. He says that you are unconquerable. O Krishna, you are unconquerable. He speaks to the little cowherd boy standing with fruit, yogurt and fruits and rice in his left hand, which is the wrong hand to keep your food. And he says, you are agita, impossible to conquer you. Means also to know. So therefore, he says, those who give up the trust an effort into the path of trying to understand you by jnana yoga. Meaning that this is the idea that we put God down as an object of our understanding. And instead, they just surrender to you, just approach you, and wherever they are, they stay in that position, and they dedicate their lives with the body, mind, and words. Body, mind, and words is God who started describing this as BMW. Yes, all of us have the BMW, so we should dedicate our BMW to Krishna. Body, mind, words. They dedicate their BMW to hearing and chanting, hearing about you. Basically hearing. I mean, how hard this must be, hearing. Hearing from devotees, from pure devotees. Pure devotees. And this is something we've discussed a lot, that pure devotee is somebody who, whose goal is Krishna and whose trust is Krishna Bhakti. So they, even though you are unconquerable, these people, even though they stay where they are, meaning they're grihastas, they're brahmacharis, they are shudras, they're brahmanas, no problem. That's not a problem. They just dedicate their body, mind, words to hearing about you from devotees, so they conquer you. Nobody can conquer you. Hiranyakashipu conquered the whole world, he couldn't conquer you. But these people, staying in their position, they conquer you. Nobody in 3 worlds, even in the topmost planets, nobody could conquer you. But when somebody uses their body, mind, words to hear, body of course, because you need to bring your body to the temple, or bring your body to do something, use your hands to turn on the player, something to hear about Krishna. So these people who, and then you can see that these people are hearing, which is also a process of knowledge, but they are doing this not to conquer Krishna, but they are doing this to serve Krishna. So you can hear to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. Then such people conquer you. You are conquered by such people. You are conquered by such people. So this is the glory of Krishna's glory. And this verse describes Viraja who became super famous king, and he became so famous that even his amazing great-grandfather, amazing Priyavrata, to whom the whole country is dedicated, a totally amazing personality, who created planets. He created planets and satellites, and he did incredible things. So he is said to be made famous by Viraja, King Viraja. So that's... have you heard about Viraja? No. Do you know what Viraja did? No. So he's very famous, you see. This is the value of material fame in this material world. As said, if you are very, very nice, they will make a statue of you downtown. And we have France pressure in there. So maybe we'll have one more statue. Yes. Seva. This is nice. This is certainly nice. They will probably get granted. But what will it help us? There is a statue of us downtown. And we have all it becomes green with time. If it's with metal, and then there's always these. Always you have the pigeons who are attacking you. I mean, they just sit on their head and they're still en masse. large quantities. So now they try to put some spikes and something. They try to find a way to protect. So, therefore, Ramananda Roy in the same conversation says that the true glory is not to become glorious in some way in the material world, but to become glorious as to become a devotee, to become glorious in Krishna's eyes. To become glorious in Krishna's eyes. Not in the eyes of the newspapers, not in the eyes of this material world, but in the eyes of Krishna. Because if Krishna thinks you are glorious, this is the best. If Krishna, what would you prefer? To be very glorious on Facebook, very glorious on CNN, very glorious on Slovenian television, or very glorious in Krishna's eyes? What's better? If Krishna thinks you are glorious, then, as they say, you've got it made. That's it. You're completely successful. Life is successful. Life is completely successful. Krishna is pleased. As we have this story of Srivas Thakur's maidservant Duki. Her name was Miserable. Duki means miserable. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never saw her, and hardly anybody saw her, actually. Hardly anybody even knew she existed. She would just bring, we had this on Gaur Purnima, the festival, right? the drama. So, Niranjan Maharaj is so inspired by this story. So, nobody even knew she existed. And the only, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, every time I come, there is water. And I don't know who brings it. I have no idea who brings it. But every time there is water collected and ready for my bath. So he's asking Srivas, who brings it? So Srivas says, this is our maidservant, Duki. And really? He says, Srivas, in your house, even dogs are very dear to me. Even dogs are eternally very, very dear to me. So your maidservant who so humbly serves, don't you dare to call her Duki. From today, you must call her Sukhi. You must call her happy. Sukhi. Sukha means happiness. So you must call her happy. So Niranjan Maharaj is so inspired by this. Every time he speaks about this, it's like everything else he wanted to speak about is forgotten. He speaks for 1.5 hours how glorious it is to serve without a desire for, not even for reward. There are 3 main desires in this world. One is just monetary or some other tangible reward. The other one is control. Okay, don't give me money, but I want to control how I need power. I want power. Although usually power brings also some money. And but the third one is fame. To become famous. Become famous as a good person. Become famous in some way. And it's considered to be better than others. Because if you want to be famous, usually you have to behave in a glorious way, in a respectful way. So traditionally, this was considered a good desire. It's the higher regions of passion. The other ones are the lower regions of passion, closer to tamas. But this one, desire for fame, is considered to be the higher regions of passion. We can classify it. Because the person, to become, if you want glory, means you must be good. For people to accept you, to glorify you, you must do something nice. Who is glorified? One who is sacrificing, who is selfless, who is sacrificing himself. Such person usually is glorified. Usually this person, people are surprised oh, this poor taxi driver from Bangladesh in New York returned $100,000, didn't take any reward, refused any reward. Or this driver of a Tesla car sacrificed his car to save a driver behind him. I think he was in front of him first, and he had some heart attack and while driving. And then the Tesla car driver noticed this, and so he put his very expensive Tesla car in front of that car and braked slowly to save that driver who had a heart attack. So then Elon Musk, the owner of this Tesla company, he said, oh, I will give a new Tesla car to this Tesla car driver. He destroyed his car, but I'm giving him a new one, because he did such a nice thing. He sacrificed, so this is very nice, I'm giving him a new car. So, this is fame, right? Of course, I'm pretty sure he did it not out of desire of fame, but this is but usually when somebody acts without requiring a reward, this is so surprising to everybody that everybody writes about it in newspapers. Somebody acts without, it is so unusual. It is so unusual when somebody doesn't want any reward, or refuses an award, or sacrifices. It is so unusual that it becomes top news. And what is more important, it becomes top news not only in the newspapers, it becomes top news in Krishna's eyes. When Garuda takes nectar, steals the nectar from the demigods, they have a very, very special security system. They have two chakras, have you seen the airplane propeller? This rotating propeller, have you seen it? Yeah, it's very fast, right? So they have something like this in, they have to protect nectar in the heavenly planets, but they have two propellers rotating in opposite directions. So nobody can steal. And Garuda, that was the condition. He asked how can he make his mother free from the slavery to the snakes and cuddle. And they said, well, bring us the nectar of immortality. Hare Krishna. Then you're free. You and your mother, you can be free. So Garuda went. And so he found that nectar, and it's protected with these two rotating, razor sharp chakras. Okay, no problem. He starts rotating with the same speed as this propeller one side, and then he goes down, then he starts rotating the opposite side, and he goes down, and he gets the nectar. So he's, manifesting extreme skill and extreme power. And then he takes the nectar and he flies back. He flies back to carry it to the snakes. And then Indra comes to fight with him. And he attacks him with a chakra. And he strikes him into the wing. And Indra strikes him, and Garuda is so powerful that it doesn't affect him. He sees that he's struck with that Vajra, the thunderbolt. Did I say thunderbolt? The thunderbolt, which is a very powerful weapon given by Vishnu to Indra. And then he sees, this is Vishnu weapon, Vishnu Astra, and this is Indra's weapon. So I should, but I don't feel anything. But this is Vishnu's weapon. So he says, oi, and he drops one feather, out of respect. Oi, yes, so, and he drops one feather just to show, to offer, yes, I respect you. Vajra, very, very dangerous, very dangerous. And he flies, continues flying. So he cannot do anything. So then Vishnu, so he's flying and flying, he's flying. And I remember when I was reading it, I was thinking, he's flying for a long time, and he's carrying this nectar. And it doesn't say that he, he could have taken one little sip from that nectar himself, right? He got it. Nobody said he cannot take it. I mean, he's just carrying it. But he didn't. Doesn't mention. So then Vishnu comes, and they have some conversation. Then Vishnu says, Garuda, please become my carrier. I like you. Why? Because while carrying this nectar, you didn't have even a shadow of a thought to use the fruits for yourself. You didn't even have a shadow to drink this nectar for yourself. You're just carrying this nectar to accomplish your goal, to give freedom to your mother and brother. But also one request, it's not good, these snakes, it's not really good if they become immortal. So then Garuda says, no problem, I will bring it and I will tell them this is a very sacred drink, they should take a bath. So he does it. And then he says, when they go take bath, then Indra can steal it. So that's what happens. He comes and says, oh, here's the nectar, but please, this is nectar of immortality, don't just drink it, you must first take bath. So they say, okay, let's go take a bath. They take a bath, Indra comes and steals. So he gave them, no problem. He gave the nectar, so they are free, but they cannot use it. That's why they started licking kusha grass afterwards. That's why kusha becomes sacred, and that's why their tongues are split, because they lick the kusha grass to get at least some touch of the nectar. So you can see that this is so rare for somebody to be selfless that immediately Krishna notices, everybody notices, and Krishna also notices this in the heart. That's the true glory. So when somebody does something for Krishna without any desire, either for a tangible reward, or for control, or for fame, or even for knowledge and freedom, even for that. And Krishna is very surprised. Oh, he's a very special person. This is incredible, this is very beautiful. This person is a bhakta. Okay, let me go and give him my mercy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare. This is our test. We find these other desires and offer them to Krishna and say, Krishna, I just want your service. I just want to serve. So how do we know we have mercy? We've got mercy. So there are one sign, devotees association. We have association. That's one. And there's another sign, Bhakti Swarupa Maharaj, who always remembers Ljubljana very fondly, and always, when he knows I'm coming, he says, please send my most loving obeisances to all the devotees, Ananda Prabhu, all the devotees there. He said recently that, how do we know we have mercy? We have service. If there is service, it means we have mercy, because that's connection, the connection. And who doesn't have the service of chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And what do we do it for? To get rich? To get powerful? Or to get famous? Or to become liberated? Or to please Krishna. Hare Krishna. So I guess this is the time when Maharaj is leaving.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So shall we go see him off? Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarvishta.
Purusha prabhu.